What is the American view of value like? The United States frequently talks about the American view of value. It forces different countries of the world to accept its view of value, saying it is a universal idea of humanity and just one, and pressurizes those countries opposed to it in every way. Then, is the American view of value universal one the world should accept? An incident giving a clear answer to it happened in the United States some time ago. People will still remember the atrocities committed by the U.S. imperialist aggressive forces in Haditha in the west of Iraq in November 2005. Soldiers of the U.S. Marine Corps, who were allegedly sweeping away the terrorists at the time, ruthlessly killed 24 peaceful inhabitants of Iraq, including children and women, on the order of their senior to shoot before asking. This incident, known to the world as Haditha tragedy, was caused by the abnormal urge of the GIs, sanguinary brutes accustomed to manslaughter. That is why the world cursed and denounced the United States for the inhuman killing of the GIs and strongly demanded an immediate punishment of the criminals. The U.S. Marine Corps in Iraq had to prosecute the second non-commissioned officer by the name of Utalik, who had directly ordered the murder and 7 criminals to the U.S. military court. Despite the intentional murder, the Corps indicted them for involuntary manslaughter. Worse still, bargaining was made at the U.S. military court on January the 24th last to hush up the incident, triggering off another astonishment of the international community. According to foreign reports, a judicial bargaining was made at the U.S. military court that day to lighten the crime of the chief criminal Utalik for his admission of improper instruction to his subordinates. As a result, the indictment against Utalik, who ought to be given such serious penalties as imprisonment, was turned down, and he was demoted to second-class private. What is more surprising is that the indicted 7 murderers together with Utalik were all acquitted and released. The United States does not accuse the criminals of their crimes, though they ruthlessly killed peaceable inhabitants. In a word, it means that the GIs are innocent and their murder is not a question. If it is in their interests, the United States justifies any act, whether it is murder or burglary. It is the American view of value the United States loudly talks about. Under the view of value, hatred for men, contempt and manslaughter are considered 2 common and usual ones in the United States. The GIs are educated that they should not show any mercy to men, and their hands should not be shaken when they aim at men with a rifle. Murderer James Matthews, former base master of the 1st Division of the U.S. Marine Corps in Iraq, said, "It is joyful and pleasant to shoot men with a rifle. War is really an interesting game. It is a very joyful and pleasant game. I am pleased to hear the gun report and scream of the people." It is not so long that most of Americans responded to him with a handclap. The U.S. imperialist aggressive forces commit robbery in broad daylight, insult and despise men, and mercilessly kill innocent people. Such murderers are praised as heroes in the United States. This notwithstanding, the United States disguises itself under the deceptive veil of respect of human rights and democracy, and professes itself to be so-called human rights judge. After all, the American view of value is based on extreme greed, egoism, and the law of the jungle. Committing without hesitation such acts as putting even the beasts in the shade, the United States advertises its view of value as just and universal ones. The United States is really the acme of shamelessness,